So I was recently on an airplane flying to Phoenix, and I met a woman. Her name is Stephanie Flynn. We got to talking, found out she's an author just like me, published a book just like me in the last year. And her book is the 18 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Turned 18. So I promised Stephanie I was going to go home, read the book, review the book, and I just finished doing that. I read it cover to cover. I loved it. And I decided I wanted to make a video sharing the 13 things in this book that are complete overlap with my book, The 6 Habits of Powerful People. I just posted this on Amazon, but I was shocked by how many things Stephanie said that I actually had in my book as well. We put it in different words, but some things were almost quotes verbatim. And so it was kind of neat to meet someone completely different than me, totally different walk of life, but came to the same answer. So real quick, rapid fire, I'm going to tell you what the 13 things were. Here we go. All right, number 1, happiness comes from within. Focusing on external validation is not a way to happiness, but choosing to find your happiness internally is. Number 2, what you think about or focus on grows. This is basic law of attraction. Whatever you put out into the universe, you are going to manifest and get back. Number 3, you design your life. You are the architect. You don't just have a life or find a life, you actually create it. Number 4, gratitude. Having a gratitude journal, doing it either first thing in the morning or last thing before you go to bed, having these things be specific, saying them out loud. This is a practice that works, guys. This is something that absolutely cultivates happiness. Anytime someone tells me they're struggling or they're depressed, I tell them to start a gratitude journal, do it for 30 days, and I promise that they'll feel differently. Every single time someone's done it, that's exactly what's happened. Number 5, being present. Stephanie called this mindfulness. Not focusing on mistakes, failures, and regrets in the past, or having anticipation or anxiety about the future, but being in the here and now and how important that is. Number 6, consistency. And in my book, I said consistency trumps intensity every time. Excellence, it's not an act, it's a habit, just like Aristotle said. It's not what we do once, it's what we do every day that shapes our lives. Number 7, comparison. Comparison, it's the thief of joy. We're unique, we have our own DNA, we have our own genetic makeup. It makes no sense to spend any time at all comparing ourselves to what other people have and what we don't, when instead we could be appreciating our unique, natural, innate talents and gifts. Do not go down the road of comparison. Okay, number 8, core values. Core values are incredibly important. Lately, I've been sharing mine: accountability, compassion, integrity, authenticity, respect, compassion, curiosity. These are things I live by. And when I developed a set of core values, I didn't feel so pushed around or reactive anymore. I showed up, I knew who I was proud of my identity, and it became a lot easier to discern right away with friendships and in personal relationships, professional relationships, if I was a fit or not. Have core values, you don't compromise them. It makes decision-making way easier. All right, number 9, knowing your triggers. And I loved how Stephanie worded this in her book. She talked about how we can prepare for our triggers. We can anticipate them in advance. What might trip me up and what might upset me at this pool party or at this business meeting or at this family gathering? What am I going to do if and when that happens? How am I going to respond? When we plan that out and think about it in advance, when the moment arises, it becomes way easier to manage our emotions. I loved that. Okay, number 10, a list of daily affirmations. The language we use matters, words have power, and how we speak to ourselves is incredibly important. And so having a list of affirmations to help you remember you're courageous, that you're confident, that you're capable. I have clients that put these on their bathroom mirror and refer back to them every day. It makes a huge difference. Number 11, ditching perfectionism and people pleasing. Having boundaries, saying no, recognizing that life's not going to be perfect. It's going to have flaws and mishaps and bumps in the road. This was a very important one for me because I grew up as a perfectionist, a people pleaser, an overachiever, and I had to actually do a lot of unlearning to deprogram all the stress and anxiety and worry and fear that comes from living that way. Number 12, emotions, and knowing what emotions are triggering you, getting in touch with your emotions, observing and noticing your emotions. When I started slowing down and pausing to ask myself, hey, how are you doing right now? How are you feeling right now? Are you frustrated? Are you scared? Are you angry? If so, why? That makes a big difference in how we can show up and present. And finally, know thyself. No one said it better than Socrates. It's an incredibly important tool to truly know ourselves. I want to share a few quotes from Stephanie's book that I loved. Once you gain self-awareness, everything changes. If you're going to have a life of purpose, you must know who you are. Love that. The more you focus on your flaws, the more problematic they become. That's a good one. Forgiving doesn't mean you've lost. Forgiving means you've won. Forgiveness is not about them. Forgiveness is about you. And I wrote about this in my book as well in Habit 6, which is stay secure and strong, that you can choose to forgive and what that really means. And finally, whatever you put out into the world will eventually come back to you. What a brilliant quote, again, on Stephanie's part. I'll read you one of the final paragraphs in Stephanie's book. It's the page before the last page, and it's about joy. And Stephanie says, joy is an attitude that allows you to enjoy the journey rather than being fixated on the end result. When you prioritize joy, you're consciously choosing to fill your life with good things. You know that your happiness doesn't come from external validation or success, but comes from an authentic connection with your true self. Joy empowers you to face life's challenges with strength and resilience, and to view setbacks as temporary mishaps with many benefits if you simply change your perspective. That's how, or came very close to how Stephanie ended the book. 18 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Turned 18, Stephanie Flynn. I'd recommend you buy it on Amazon. It's $9.99 for a paperback. I have no idea if Stephanie will see this or not, but I really wanted to share this with the world because I was so impressed. And I hope someday I run into her again after this chance encounter on an airplane. With that, I hope somebody finds some guidance, some wisdom in any of these 13 things. And I really look forward to talking to you all very soon. Peace.